to welcome the athletes and the referees of the semi-finals. 51st played the Tallinn.
Well, welcome to the Cavelli Sports Hall here in Tallinn, Estonia for the first Women's Epee World Cup of the new international season, brought to you by the FIE and Fencing Vision. It's medals time here, and the story of the season so far is Italy and France are out to show us what they've got. It's the start of the Paris 2024 cycle, the start of the new season, and the start of the Women's Epee international season. Athletes being introduced out. World number 18, Marie-Florence Candassamy of France. Breaking up the French dominance here in the podium matches is world number 13, Federica Isola from Italy. World number 27 from France in an all-French second semi-final, Josephine Jacques-André Coquin. And Jacques-André Coquin goes up against teammate world number 14, Alexandra Louis-Marie. Referees announced out there. Anna Korea of Serbia will take control of the first semi-final. Ala Fala from Iraq in charge of the second, supported on video. And in the first one, it will be Ostrovsky from Estonia. Got a big cheer here from the local crowd. And Petkova on video for the second semi-final. So up first, Marie-Florence Candassamy, Tokyo team bronze medalist. The Olympic Games just a few months ago is the world number 18 and just 30 years old. She's got a World Cup bronze and a couple of Grand Prix bronze medals. 2014 and 2019 silver medalist, up against this young lady here, the world number 13 at 22 years old, Federica Isola. Came through with a bye, both of these fencers. Isola got a bronze at the Cali Grand Prix in May 2018. If you're new to fencing, epee is the easiest weapon to understand. The whole body is target, and you've got to get hit. Well, you've got to hit without getting hit. Both fencers can score at the same time. It's a point weapon. And Kavridia gets us underway. Semi-final number one. Neither of these fencers have a gold medal on the international senior circuit. Feeling each other out at the beginning is the normal way in epee fencing. They are quite close though, you have to say. Well, first attempt from Candassamy to go for the foot. She failed and Isola able to pick her up. There's the first double of the match. Both fencers can hit at the same time as long as they hit within a certain period of time of each other. You can see both of them still trying to work each other out. Isola, perhaps the more aggressive in terms of initiating the final action. Kandasamy staying close enough, though, with her extra height and reach to score a double. Well, trying to pick up the blade there on the attack. Kandasamy is sharp to this. Now, we've seen this all day from her through the qualifying rounds, that she's very happy to stick with her game, even if she's behind. Isola trying for a bit of blade movement to knock Kandasamy's blade out of the way. Final action. Not quite enough. Back underway here, though. Kandasamy's close to within one. In the last 10 seconds of the first period, the fencers aiming to get to 15 points within three 3-minute periods of fencing. We go to our first break, though, and Isola of Italy leading by 4 points to 3. Kandasamy, as I say, has been behind on a few occasions today in matches, and she's stuck with her game plan. She's had no issue with sticking to her plan. Down at the other end, Isola got off to a good start, but been pegged back a little bit now. 22-year-old won a bronze medal at the Cali Grand Prix in May 2018. That's her only senior international circuit medal. Great pictures brought to us by the television crew here as we get back underway for the second period. Nice attack from distance there from Kandasamy. She was just pushing Isola back, and she kept on pressing until that final step to almost have Isola's back foot on the back line, and then launched her step lunge attack. Beautiful stuff to draw level. So this time Isola comes out on the attack, and again it's a case of her trying to take the blade, but Kandasamy, well, she didn't quite evade it, but she was ready for it. And after the beat came, as Isola was trying to bind her blade, Kandasamy just disengaged. Went underneath her blade. If you're not used to the fencing vernacular, that's what a disengage is. Trying to work off the blade, using it. Septime, the Italian, low line parry that sweeps across the body. Well, Kandasamy did have a moment there. She stuck her arm out, but perhaps not quite fully. And at the second time of asking, Isola was able to make the hit and draw level herself. This is just started to swing one way and t'other. Distance pretty tight here, so you can't make a mistake. Every action going forwards, you've got to be absolutely certain that you're ready for something from your opponent. So you see these jittery moves from the fencers, and another attack. Again, the distance control here from Kandasamy is perfect. She's staying close, they're staying within tips crossing. And she's just patiently waiting for the moment that Isola makes a mistake. Again, this time Isola stepping in and looking for the blade. And there's that deception, the move from the fencer on the right. She avoids her opponent's blade there, and then just goes straight to body. Lovely hit from Kandasamy. Momentum with her at the moment. Attempt to foot from Kandasamy. Isola managing to squeeze one through. There's the attack to foot. And there's 2 beats on the blade as Kandasamy was reeling away. And there you go. That's the second 3-minute period done and dusted. What a fight this is turning out to be. Kandasamy not waiting as much as she has been earlier on in the day when behind. She is taking her time earlier on, but now she's decided she's just going to go for it. Kandasamy going into the final period with a lead. She's had to come from behind on a number of occasions today. Had a couple of tight ones against some top fencers. Epee MØÖK in the last round. Kolobova from Russia in the round before that. And a priority minute win against Santuccio from Italy in the round of 32. It's been a slightly easier day in terms of the scoreline, but certainly not in terms of the opponents for Isola. She came through Andrushina in the 32, Kapu from Estonia in the 16, and Van Brummen from the USA in the quarterfinals. Kandasamy leading as we go into the final 3 minutes against Isola from Italy. And again on their counter-attack, you can see the frustration from Federica Isola. The distance being kept close, the pressure being kept on by Kandasamy. Well, unforced error from Isola in the last hit. Unforced error here from Kandasamy in this last action. She had the moment, but she retracted her arm when perhaps she should have just stuck it out. Isola's got to stay patient here to draw level. Wait for the right moment. Picked up the blade this time. That's better. Went looking for the first one. A bit of second intention. If you watch this, she goes sweeping for the blade, and it's the second time that she closes out across her body in what's called cart, and then closes the distance to draw level. Under 2 minutes to go in this semi-final at the Tallinn World Cup of 2021, the first Women's Epee World Cup of the season. Oh, there was a chance there for the Italian. She started her attack, but watch her arm, her sword arm doesn't quite fully extend when she finally goes for the action. She just brought her arm back, just a little nervy. And we return to the action as Kandasamy has opened the scoreline up again to 10-8. Now 2 points ahead. Isola will start to feel the pressure. French coach shouting from the sidelines to stay active to Marie-Florence Kandasamy. Well, if you want to stay active, that's a pretty good way of doing it. And Isola not happy with the call, calling for a video review here. Now, I can't see. Well, there is a little lip. There is a little lip on the side of the piece that may not be earthed. So the referee's going to have a look at the video here to see whether it's the leg, the shin, the toe, the foot, or the little black strip on the side of the piece that's been hit. Fencers look on. Kandasamy's convinced that she's got this. Anna Carilla, just at the bottom of your screen, looking at the video. And hit has been given. She went to look at it with Estonian video referee Dennis Ostrovsky. So a 3-point lead with just a little over a minute and 15 left to go. So Isola has Kandasamy pinned to the back line for the first time in the fight. But she's just taking her time. She's trying to find the blade, and she does. And perhaps this is the way forward for her. She's got 50-odd seconds left to go. She needs to do that 2 more times. I can't imagine that Kandasamy is going to let her do that, though. She wraps up the blade. And Kandasamy will attempt not to get pushed back quite so much. And there you go, straight away, closing the distance with a para riposte. Not allowing the Italian to push her all the way back again. 3-point lead. Still time for Isola, but it's running out rapidly. And as she's preparing, as she's taking her time, Kandasamy launches an attack on the Italian. And now, just 30-odd seconds left to go. Isola's got to press early, but Kandasamy knows that's what's going to happen and takes it to her. Never met before, these two, a first encounter, and it's Kandasamy that has won it. And she's won it from early in the match. She moves into the gold medal match here in Tallinn, winning 15-9 and still on course for her first ever senior international gold medal. It's certainly going to be her best senior international podium, with a silver medal after the bronze she got in Cali in 2018. Coming up very shortly, it will be time for the second women's semi-final, but unfortunately for us, we've got to mute the sound because of the music. Time now for the second semi-final here in Tallinn, Estonia, at the first World Cup of the women's Epee new international season, the first World Cup of the new Olympic cycle for Paris 2024. It's an all-French affair as we see these two face off against each other for just the second time in a senior international competition. I'm sure it's not the second time these two have fenced. They've been teammates for a long time. Alexandra Louis-Marie on the left-hand side is the world number 14 at 25 years old, going up against the world number 27, Josephine Jacques-André Coquin, who's 31 years old. These two French fencers met at the Havana World Cup in January 2019, where Jacques-André Coquin took the win. Jacques-André Coquin came through the qualifiers, winning all 6 of her pool matches to qualify directly for this round of 64. Louis-Marie, by contrast, was exempt from the qualifiers. Best result for Louis-Marie, the gold medal at the Budapest Grand Prix in March 2020, the last women's Epee competition before the world changed. A World Cup win for Jacques-André Coquin in June 2012 back in Leipzig. We are underway for this semi-final to see who will face Marie-Florence Candassamy. Either way, it's going to be an all-French final. Lefty against righty. Sorry, righty against righty here. Going up for a chance to face their teammate. Guaranteed gold, silver and bronze for the French here in Tallinn. Different stories through the draw here today for these two. Louis-Marie had a fairly comfortable win against Israel's Hecht 15-7 in the 64, but then single hit victories for her throughout, beating Ndola of Germany 14-13, Jureska of Poland 11-10 in a priority minute, and her teammate Luti 15-8 in the quarterfinals. Dutella of Argentina was Jacques-André Coquin's first opponent, a 15-7 victory for her, followed by USA's Guzzi Vincente 15-13. And Hosisian of the USA, the 18-year-old, had a cracking day to make the round of 16, but was taken apart by Jacques-André Coquin 15-10. Before the French woman also faced a teammate, Laurent Romby, who she beat 15-14 in the quarterfinals. You know, they're keeping the pressure up on each other. Jacques-André Coquin instigating more than her taller teammate. My maths isn't wrong. Louis-Marie is in her 3rd consecutive podium match in an individual competition, if you take the Olympic Games out of it. On fencing's international circuit, she is at least. Silver in Barcelona at the World Cup in February 2020, before winning that last international in Budapest. That is, of course, putting aside the final qualifier for these Epees, which happened in Kazan in 2021 in March. Well, it's hard to say at the moment, but Jacques-André Coquin seems to be mesmerising Louis-Marie into going for the blade. And then Jacques-Andre Coquin is closing the distance. For the first time, Louis Marie just pressing a little bit more than she has done. Just trying to close things up. But these two are going to let this one go. And the more experienced Jacques-Andre Coquin goes into the first break with a 7-5 lead. Seemingly winning the tactical battle at the moment, and no coaches out because we have two French fencers. I'm sure they're coached by different people, but as a mark of respect to each other, no coaches coming out. And Jacques-Andre Coquin looking like she's in control at the moment. But it is an opportunity for some thought from Louis Marie to perhaps alter her approach. She just seems to have looked like she's being lured into playing a blade game here, trying to beat her opponent's blade out of the way. The 31-year-old here, Jacques-Andre Coquin. Last won a medal back in Strasbourg at the European Championships in 2014. It was a bronze for her there, having picked up a gold in June 2012 at the Leipzig World Cup. She's going for a second win here on the World Cup circuit at the start of the second period. Alafala, our Iraqi referee, gets us underway. And again, it's a blade game. Now, watch this. They're not getting lured into going for the blade at close distance here. Just went straight to target. Got a single light. So close to within one. Not too much to worry about there in terms of the scoreline, given the fact we're only in the second period. A double not making too much of a difference. If anything, it's giving Louis Marie some more information on how to handle Jacques-Andre Coquin. Just a quick review of the video, nothing to concern ourselves with though. Attempted flash attack there from Louis Marie. Didn't quite pay off, a bit too far away. Pressure being kept on by Jacques-Andre Coquin. Beats very distracting, and then able to launch an attack of her own on the flash. This time, Louis Marie stays away from the blade, or doesn't get attracted into going for the blade, and sticks out her arm for a double. Big reach advantage for her. And then picks her off. Now, the scores tied up. Little fake attack there from her, and then the real one. And Jacques-Andre Coquin comes back. So clever stuff. Short attack from Louis Marie, faking for the real one. Just like that. Let's see here. But Jacques-Andre Coquin gets right back into it. We're just falling a little bit behind because these hits are coming thick and fast. I can tell you it's at the moment 13-11. There you go. As we get back to the action and a nice counter from Jacques-Andre Coquin. So Jacques-Andre Coquin here, one away. And there it is. A great performance from her. There was a little bit of a rally there from Louis-Marie. But a 15-11 victory from Jacques-Andre Coquin sees her make it through for her second chance at winning a World Cup medal. 11 years since she last did it. Fabulous performance from her. She's through to the final. We have to mute, I'm afraid, because there's right-held music being played in the venue. But it'll be about 10 minutes before we're back for the gold medal match, where we will see Jacques-Andre Coquin go up against her teammate Candace Epee in an all-French final. Don't go too far. We'll be back for the first women's épée gold medal match of the new international season here in Tallinn very soon.
So please, come out for the finals, the athletes and the referees of the final of the 51st played at Tallinn. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes and referees of the final of the 51st played the Tallinn Women's Individual Epee.
Finals time here in Tallinn at the Cavelli Sports Hall. The first Women's Epee international tournament of the new season and the new Olympic cycle, and it's an all-French affair here in Estonia's capital.
From European Team Championships 2016, bronze medal from 2014 European Championships, and World Cup winner from Leipzig 2012. Marie-Florence Epee, France. Her opponent, representing France, silver medal from European Championships 2019, gold medal from European Championships 2018, third place from 2020, Josephine Jacqueline. The referees, Denis Ostrovsky, Estonia, and Lazarina Metkova from Bulgaria. Good luck for the athletes and referees. We will now start the final.
So there we go, an all-French affair. Marie-Florence Candasamy with a very grand entrance, along with Josephine Jacques-André Cocan. Marie-Florence Candasamy, world number 18, has to be the favourite for this one, but who can call a favourite in an Epee final? Jacques-André Cocan, world number 27, won a World Cup, but way back in June 2012 in Leipzig. Couple of bronze medals, 3 in fact, for Candasamy, the Havana World Cup in January 2020, and then 2 Grand Prix bronze medals in May 2014 in Suzhou in China and Budapest in 2018. But she's got a couple of European silver medals, 2014 and 2019. This should be a fascinating one. So we're underway. Denis Ostrovsky of Estonia here in Estonia, refereeing this bout for the first women's Epee gold of the new international season. 2 French fencers have made it through to this gold medal match. They faced each other a couple of times before on the international circuit, and Candasamy has won both, but only by a single point. Off the mark is Candasamy, who's trailed throughout the day against her opponents, been very keen to stick with her approach then. In the semi-finals we saw something a little different. She was prepared to strike into the lead just a little bit earlier. Referee Ostrowski going to have a look at the video on this one, just to adjust the time. Jacques-Andre Coquin not wanting to hang around before trying to draw a level. She knows her teammate inside out. Whilst they've only faced each other a couple of times on the international circuit, you can bet your bottom dollar they know each other very well. Well, you can see them both adapting to the tactics almost hit by hit. Oh, nice from Coquin. Really clever with the legs there, just moving them out of the way from the oncoming Kandasame. And hitting with a counter. Fascinating first period here. Well, we've seen Kandasame fight back from behind throughout the day. Just a little bit more freedom in the semi-final. Perhaps because she was up against a teammate that she knows better than she'll know all the other fencers on the circuit. We've seen a little bit more of that aggression from Kandasame as we hit the break. And there's just nothing in it between these two French fencers. So if anything, you have to say Kandasame is the one that's knows Jacques-Andre Coquin here, taking on a bit of fluid in the break. No coaches in the break. We've seen a little bit more freedom from her opponent, though, in the last fight and this one. And she is Kandasame. And just to remind you of the records. Bronze medal for Kandasame at the Havana World Cup in January 2020. A couple of bronzes in Grand Prix and the European silver medal twice in 2014 and 2018. Jacques-Andre Coquin has won a World Cup gold medal, but that was way back 11 years ago, June 2012. Jacques-Andre Coquin leading. as we go into the second period. Nice attack with the blade that time. Taking circular ceased. So going underneath, the defencer on the left going underneath the blade of her opponent, picking it up and holding on to it as she scores a hit to go 2 ahead. No mucking around. No feeling each other out. They know each other very well. Her opponent's blade before going to the low line. Failing the first time, but the second time going high. And closing back to within 1. Persistent Kakan that time. Ostrowski being asked to check the weapon, it works. Had that failed, then that last hit would have been annulled or taken away from the scoreline. But it stands. Well, Holt called there. There were a couple of opportunities for both defences, but with Jacques-André Coquin coming off the piece, she concedes a metre of ground. Fight hasn't really moved outside the middle 10 metres of the piece. Piece 14 metres long. So we just see Coquin move back into her warning area, as it's called. Picking up the blade though, binding through circular cease a couple of times to hit to the body. I think for the first time today I've seen Kandasamy fall more than 2 points behind her opponent. So Jacques-André Coquin at the moment bossing this one and keeping the pressure on. It may well have been 9 years ago since Jacques-André Coquin won a World Cup. But just that knowledge is imprinted on your brain, that experience of being in a final. Seems to be at the moment the thing that's giving her the control and the composure to keep the pressure on her younger opponent. Switch of weapons for Kandasamy. Possibly more about the reset than anything else. Wrapped up, and Ostrowski calls Holt because they come together. It's a safety thing more than anything else. Wow, Jacques-André Coquin in control of this one now. Has just stepped off the gas a little, but still sharp enough to draw a double out of that one. So staying active, Fence on the left, with the lead as we come to the close of the second of 3 periods. And you have to say, despite Kandasamy coming back from behind throughout the day, Jacques-Andre Coquin is in control here, leading by 4 points with just 3 minutes left to go. Well, Coquin in control, you have to say. Kandasamy here, just taking on a bit of fluid, having a little think about this one. She's going to have to press it a little bit more, but we have seen her coming back from behind throughout the day, and it's to say that she can't do it here. Two fences, 5 seconds left to work out what the game plan is for the remaining period of this first World Cup final for the women's Epee in the 2021-2022 season. Over to you, Dennis Ostrowski. Underway here, and despite fighting back from behind throughout the day, Kandasamy has not been this far behind. This for the gold medal at the Tallinn World Cup. Picks up the blade and binds it down through Octave onto the leg. Gets the first point of the 3rd period to close within 3. Tried similar thing again, but just got a bit hooked up there. Octave parry from Jacques-Andre Coquin. She's opened that lead back up again. Target score of 15. Now just 3 away after a flash and a double. So good idea there from Jacques-Andre Coquin, not allowing Kandasamy just to build up a head of steam in terms of piling pressure on. And Coquin pressing herself now. A risk-averse press, but it's still pressing, and that keeps her opponent thinking. And here's Kandasamy that gets away with the counter single light. This is probably the right approach for Jacques-Andre Coquin. She doesn't want to let Kandasamy start to boss things, because she knows that she's fought back from behind throughout the day. Flash attack. Gap down to 2. Bags of time left on the clock here. Coquin feeling that she's got to pressurise a little bit more, has now been pulled back to just a 1-hit lead. Kandasamy has done this all day. Can she do it again? She's never won a senior title at World Cup, Grand Prix, or major championship. It's Tallinn 2021, her day. Jacques-Andre Coquin just backing off and opening the door. Referee had called halt despite the light. No hit will be scored here. Halt's been called at that point. video being called by Kokan, but I think the referee's called halt well in advance of that. And Jacques-Andre Kokan may be a little disappointed because it was Kandasamy that was in a way forcing the halt from the referee. But I think it was pretty clear. Referee says no, he called halt, sticks with his decision. 40 seconds left on the clock. First title of the season up for grabs between these two French fencers in the women's épée circuit. Kandasamy not going for it just yet. Jacques-Andre Kokan says enough's enough. I'm going to try and push this open. Now Kandasamy has to come after her. 2 behind, 20 odd seconds left to go. She can't muck around, Kandasamy. She's got to start to push this a little bit more. Trying to create the opening. 10 seconds to go. Jacques-Andre Kokan. Well, did she play the joker card with that last attack? Because now she's within 1 of her second World Cup victory. Being pressed by Kandasamy, a beautiful para riposte. And Josephine Jacques-Andre Kokan picks up her second World Cup gold medal. Just under 9 years after her very first and only World Cup win back in the Leipzig World Cup of June 2012. Josephine Jacques-Andre Kokan is the champion of the 51st Glave de Tallinn, the Tallinn Women's Épée World Cup of 2021. Well, what a superb performance from the 31-year-old world number 27 from France. Josephine Jacques-Andre Kokan picks up her second World Cup win. And the first time of asking in the new international season, as the director of fencing for French fencing, Pierre Guichot, goes over to congratulate her, having congratulated the silver medalist, Marie-Florence Kandasamy. Well, in around about 15 minutes, we will come back for the medal ceremonies here. And that's it from the action on the piste here in Tallinn for the individual tournament. If you can't hang around for those medals, which I'm sure you can, go and grab a cup of tea or something and come back for those. We are back tomorrow for the team event starting at 10 a.m. local time. Estonia is 1 hour ahead of Central European time. We'll start with the table of 32 in the team competition. Live commentary coming from the round of 8 at 12:15 or 11:15 Central European time. We'll be back for the medals here in the Cavalli Sports Hall very soon.
please.
Time now for the victory ceremony for the 51st GLAV to Tallinn Women's Epee World Cup. The first of the season. The new season, the new Olympic cycle. Celebrating the 8 quarter-finalists and those that went on to win medals here.
The awards will be presented by the President of the Estonian Fencing Association, Mr. Anthem. And by the member of the TALLINNA Committee and the observer of this tournament, Erika from Latvia. Eighth place, representing France.
So gifts and awards being presented by the president of Estonian Fencing, Hans Verdesman, and the FIE's assessor from Latvia, Erika Aza. There is Erika, doing a sterling job. The observer from the FIE presenting the gifts to the quarter-finalists. Lauren Romby from France in 8th, joint 6th for Anna van Brummen from the USA and Alia Lutti of France. A remarkable 5 French fencers making it through to the quarterfinals. Lutti getting a medal on there. On the right of the podium in the red tracksuit bottoms is Renata Napik-Miazga from Poland.
Third place, representing France, Alexandra Louis-Marie.
Bronze medal going to Alexandra Louis-Marie. Her 3rd senior circuit medal. She shares that position with Italy's Federica Isola, just 22 years old, picking up her 2nd international major ranking event medal, having claimed the bronze medal at the 2018 Cali Grand Prix, her first World Cup medal. Another French fencer off the back of a team bronze at the Tokyo Olympic Games, the world number 18 from France, Marie-Florence Candassamy, picking up her 2nd World Cup medal, having taken bronze at the Havana World Cup in January 2020. It's her 6th major ranking medal. But all the plaudits go to the 31-year-old from France, world number 27, coming through the ranking rounds is Josephine Jacques-André Cacan, the champion of the 51st GLAV to Tallinn, the women's epee World Cup season opener. Her 2nd World Cup win, having taken gold in Leipzig in 2012. Take a look at that prize. How's she going to get that home? Well, maybe in her fencing bag. What an amazing trophy that is. Careful. Silver medalist is just next to you. It's your teammate as well. Brilliant stuff. Biggest smile in the house. And now it's time for the French national anthem. Well, stomping her way through her national anthem, Josephine Jacques-André Coquin of France has taken the first title of the women's épée season of 2021-2022 and the first on the road to Paris. How excited are we about that? Just 3 years in this Olympic cycle and France have started as they mean to go on. A brilliant competition here from the hosts in Tallinn, Estonia. As always, putting on a great show. Thanks to them. And thanks to all of you for watching. We'll be back tomorrow for the team competition, starting bright and early. I'm going to give you Central European times here, as Estonia is 1 hour ahead of that. We start with a round of 32 at 10 a.m. Well, I said I was going to give you Central European times. 9 a.m. Central European time. Commentary starts in the quarterfinals at 11:15 Central European time, and we will have finals starting at 3 p.m. with the gold medal match due to start at 5 p.m. local time, 4 p.m. Central European time. Like I say, thanks to all of you for watching. We'll leave you with these pictures, and we'll see you tomorrow for the team event.